Framework 1, debate frames surrounds in terms of profits. A, only looking at physical gains through net benefits lead society to commodify Earth and others to get results. The damming of the Awash River in Ethiopia was viewed as successful by the West, but averted over 20,000 people and dried up the surrounding region. 2, progress defined by profits alone is exclusionary. A, profits are the only thing deemed to be good by society. Fuck, I am messing this shit up. Okay, we're gonna stand up and do this. Progress defined by profits alone is exclusionary. A, profits are the only thing deemed to be good by society. This excludes feminist work. 3, evaluate the round. B, epistemological considerations. A, epistemology interrogates methods of knowledge construction. B, this comes first as policy created by societal norms, never able to break down hegemonic tendencies. 4, the role of the battle is to vote for the team that best deconstructs masculine domination of the feminine principle. A, deconstructing this oppressive system must come before any solution can be offered. So this is a priority in the round. B, agency is a precondition and any other impact claims. 1, this goal is inevitable when marginalized groups have no agency. Thesis 1, the feminine principle and nature are intertwined. A, the feminine principle is a non-gender embodiment of the continuity between the human and the natural. B, this critique recognizes that the feminine principle is composed of individuals from any and all race, sex, gender, body, mental status, sexual orientation, class, and nationality. C, the feminine exists on a spectrum. It is not tied to any qualification other than self-identification. D, the feminine has empathy with nature for mutual masculine oppression they both face. Look to the Shipko movement in the 1970s in India when a women-led rally for forest conservation. 2, reductionist science views nature as a non-human resource for man. A, nature is viewed as inert matter. We refer to things as a natural resource, and this justifies things like fracking, which produces 100 million metric tons of CO2 over 7 years. B, when something is seen to have no life, it can be manipulated and used. Pre-colonial slaves were seen as less than human, and only 3/5 of the person see nature and femininity are marginal in the industrial society. Female infanticide in South India in 1960 increased after the Vega Dam because wealthy farmers were pressured to give a big dowry for their daughters. D, this devaluation of feminine work with nature creates inequality after the Green Revolution. South India's wage labor and men gets 13 rupees a day and women get 6 rupees a day. 3, the feminine principle is forced into a masculine defined self-progress. This is cutting off female individuals, which are then absorbed into a masculine defined society. In 2010 study found that trans women were told the behavior that was once seen as take charge is now seen as aggressive and told to adapt. Links 1, you mask the root of the problem by focusing on the impacts of having whatever. A, this further cycle of continually getting pinned in masculine oppression and never recognizing it when the only hope is in jobs, money, energy, freedom from the system is impossible to. You only look at visible profits. A, this stems from masculine defined progress. This inherently excludes the majority of the feminist principle work in nature because it has no profits for you. Perpetuate enforcement mechanisms of masculine domination by refusing to put feminine discourse first. A, this makes the feminine a constant afterthought, forcing the oppression of women to stay in the margins of societal thought. 4, you create a hydra by refusing to eliminate masculine domination, and instead of choosing to prioritize the feminine work, you choose to work within the epistemological confines of masculine domination, eliminating any chance of a long-term fem prioritization. This only makes masculine domination worse. Impacts 1, continuation of masculine oppression through the feminized through science will only lead to a masculine domination of the earth. A, the feminine individuals will inevitably die in the world of the affirmative. I, already in rural areas, 50% of female children are less than 70% of their expected weight compared to 14% of male children. B, this leads to a global destruction of resources. I, 46,000 square miles of forests are destroyed every year. At this rate, by 2050, all tropical forests will disappear. 2, we're set to surpass the global carbon budget. The amount of CO we can emit will still have a chance to limit damage to the environment in the next 18 years. 2, loss of keystone species. A, when all the profits are all that's cared about, keystone species don't matter. 36,000 elephants die every year because of poaching for ivory, and this could easily be extinct by 2025. 2, exposure to metals and increased deforestation is cutting bat population significantly. B, keystone species are vital to supporting the ecosystems. I, elephants increase the spread of seeds for trees and ensure the survival of forests. 2, bats consume insects, pollinate, and fertilize the environment. C, because we don't know which species are keystone, losing one is just risk enough for extinction. 3, global collapse due to catastrophic food shortages. A UK Global Sustainability Institute shows that if climate change, water scarcity, and energy crisis continue, all of humanity will be gone by 2040. Alternative, vote GCU to affirm the feminine principle of distinctive cultural solvency. 1, affirming is key because it's a necessary first mental step. A theory must be created and confirmed before a movement can take place. Look to how the feminist movement started with the theory that women were equal to men, and this led to women's suffrage. B, affirming the feminine through a ballot justifies actions in future rounds. I, after the judges voted for the hip-hop femme critiquing MPT in 2015, the debate world was transformed with more personal narratives of whiteness and sexism were unveiled. 2, after the KCC presented their critique, arguing that partly debate is anti-black, the witty debaters interacted with critiques changed. 2, only the feminine principle must be affirmed in order to escape masculine oppression. If we try to choose 2 paths, we're falling into the profit-driven cycle of getting as many benefits as possible. B, this entrenches us in a masculine oppression and keeps the feminized as an afterthought. Look to the image of the 50s housewife who could vote, but was still crippled by the control of her husband. 3, this is the first step to viewing the world through the feminine, to redefine progress and prioritize life. A, queer individuals critiqued consumerism through poetry and paved the way for the Stonewall riots in the 1960s.